Mr. Irontrader, it is Friday morning, TGIF. Okay, so we'll take a look here at Bitcoin, at gold and silver, at crude oil and natural gas. And we'll take a look here at the old NQ. And then I'll give you a chart here of Tesla. Had a really wild day yesterday. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy or selling stock, commodity ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have the old Bitcoin daily chart. All right, now, what we had here is we had this kind of like an overbought condition. Not kind of, it definitely was, okay? And then when we had this series of lower lows and lower highs, was holding that 21-day nicely until yesterday, and then boom, all the way on down here. But I always point out this area right here. Now, yesterday we got as low here as 100,815 level. So what we're always looking for here is a 1 to 160. Okay, so when you're dealing with these really, really big numbers, very, very difficult here. But all you have to do is just go to the left of the chart here. Okay. Okay, see, there 100,765 here. Then we always follow the candles all the way down. But notice that we're holding this range here. Now, okay, now again, if that is lost here, what were we looking for? Basically, is the top of this candle here. You're looking at the 98,615 level, okay, and then we can come down to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 98,200, and then we look to the bottom of the candle. You're looking at 97,350 level, okay. So all we have to do is just click on that old right there, 97,350 level, and that's basically the bottom of that candle. Now, right below, we have that 50-day at 95,662. Now, what we have here, okay, is we had this bear flag situation I've been pointing out here. See how we had that bear flag? And then boom, down she came. Now, what we are is see how that 8-day crossed over that 21-day? So now that's going to be very, very strong resistance going on the upside, okay? So now you're going to be fighting it the whole way, okay? So what we want to do is we want to watch on the 8-day on the upside, okay? So 105.66, okay? That's going to be very, very key. And we have your 21-day at 105.632. Now, you have to get above that before we go higher. Now, okay, say something would happen. Okay, you got a catalyst and blasts up higher. Okay, then we want to do is we want to look at that 106.555. That was yesterday's high. And we'll come up here 107.495. And then we just keep on following the candles all the way up here, 109.30. And then we have a 109.425 here. We have 110, 175, and then 110.980. 112.16, big retest at 112 through 355. But I like to show you what could possibly go if we can get above that 21-day and the 8-day. But right now, when you have that 8-day that curled over that 21-day, now you're going to be fighting it the whole way. Okay, just like here. Okay, so what we did is it came right up here and popped up until you can get above. Okay, and then what it do? It went right into that next resistance level and then came right on down. So until we can get that price back above that 8-day, then you can ride it back up. But right now, this is going to be fighting that 8-day the whole way. So basically, this is what you're watching on the upside, 105.63 and 105.631 level. Downside, you want to watch yesterday's low. That's going to be very, very key. That's that 100,815 level. And then when we lose that, then you're going to come right down to the bottom, the top of this candle here at that 99,765 level. Okay, so that'll be next. And then we come around the top of this candle here, and we just follow it down till we hit that price channel, and then we hit that pop of that 50-day. Now, you can see after we got that overbought condition, we're trying to rally right back up here, but that 8-day is going to be very, very strong until we can crack back and close above it. Your green below your red, that shows momentum there to the downside. So yesterday was actually a really good shorting opportunity here after that bear flag paid off. And it came all the way on down here nicely. Now, today we just have what they call an inside day. Your high and low was inside the previous day. So we got to see how this all shakes out. But just watch that 8-day. Until we can close above that 8-day and that 21-day, this is going to be sideways to down action. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Okay, here we have gold and silver. Let me bigger up a little bit here for you. Okay, so gold here, we're up above this 8-day, and this is going to be very, very key, okay? So we made a high here of 34.27. Okay, so we're looking for the top of this candle here, 34.22. So he came in within 5 cents. Now, that's going to be your target on the upside. Okay, 34.27. Now, if we can get above that, you got 34.44. We have 34.48, and then obviously your retest there at 35.09. You crack above that, you can head for that 35.50 area and work your way all the way up to 3600. Okay, but we still have a downtrending chart here. See how we have this high? We have a lower high, and then we have a lower high situation. So we're still in the downtrending until we can close back above this key level at 34.48. Okay, but look at this 8-day. See, once it crossed over, look how nice it's holding it. Yeah, did it come down and went below it? But look where it closed. Okay, Everything is come. This is why you're drawing to trade the charts. Now, downside, this 8-day is everything. Okay, so it's got to close above that 33.63. If that's lost, you're going to go 33.07. There's your 21-day, and then your next support, which you have to respect, is 32.70. Held it. Doesn't mean it can't hold it again. But right now we have a nice uptrending chart. See how we have a low, higher low situation. Bottom left, upper right, very, very bullish. So what I'm looking for this to do is, like I say, we came in within $5 there, 5 points, I should say, of this high. So this is what we're watching, is that 34.48. Okay, if we can close above that, then we have that 35.09 target. But we have to see what the reaction is when it gets there. If it gets there, that's the key. Does it blast through, or does it double top and accelerate on off here? But we have a nice, good run on up here. Now your RSI is only sitting at 56. That's got plenty of room to run. Your green over your red here. This is a very, very bullish chart. Just be a little bit patient. So as long as we hold that 8-day and that 20-day and that 50-day, this is a very, very bullish chart there. Okay, here we have silver. Now, silver, yes, is obviously breaking out. Okay, so we had the sideways action, and what that does is when you have that sideways action, look how nice it held that 100-day the whole time. Okay, what that does is it builds energy. So I can either build energy to the upside or to the downside. The longer it goes, the more energy it's going to build. So we went right on up here. Okay, and then I pointed out we had this bull flag situation. That's exactly what we had. We had a really good run up yesterday. We got as high as 36.27, and now we made even higher high at 36.43. So I jumped into SLV yesterday. Very, very good trade. And I'm going to see how this is all going to shake out here today. It's going to pull back. But right now, we're going to be moving right up here nicely. Okay, so look at this 8-day. Nice. 21-day. 50-day, 100-day. Everything is curling up here. This is exactly what you want. This is a commodity here that is breaking out, and I'm looking for that $40 level here on the old silver. Okay. Now, when you look at the top of here, we're getting to that overbought condition. We're just about right there, not yet. The green is over your red, but this is still looking very, very bullish. Now, you can go overbought, and you can stay overbought for a while, just like we had here. Okay, see, just like we had here. You can stay there for a while as that runs right on up here. But, okay, so just remember, just be a little bit patient with this and use stops. That's the key. Now, I trade this easy with SLV. Very, very nice. So what we're watching here on the downside is we want to watch 36.27. That's what yesterday's high. Then we come down to today's low at 35.75 level. Then we'll be looking here at that 35.49. As long as we hold that, that's the breakout, then this is looking very, very bullish. We start losing that, then what we're going to do is we'll come over to the top of this candle, 34.94, and then we can start working yourself down 34.49. Then we have your 21-day 33.54, and then we have your 50-day at 33.04, and then we have a 100-day at 32.85. But right now, this looks like this wants to move higher. Now, it might go a little bit sideways action. Wait for that 8-day to catch up, the 21-day to catch up. Once it does that, this is going to scream much, much higher. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil and we have natural gas. Now I'll take a look at the old crude ski here. Now you can see here that the 8 days about ready to cross over that 50-day, and same way with the 21-day. So this is looking nice. So we basically have almost like a bull flag situation. Not a really true one, but it's not too bad. And we have this sideways action, but we can't seem to get through this 64.19. Okay, so upside, this is what you're looking for, and then we're going to be looking right for the top of that candle at that 64.87. Okay, so if we can get above that, then your target is going to be at 66.73 and 68.77. That is going to be your upside targets. Now, inverse head and shoulders pattern is still very, very much in play. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and this is a really nice where we're swooping right on up here. Okay, the key is going to be 64.19. You have to close above it, then we can go higher. Okay, now downside 62.45. That's going to be key, and then we have your 8-day 62.41, and then we have your 62.01. Okay, very, 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 very easy, and a lot of really, really nice, good support here at level. Okay, but again, sometimes these flags here takes a little bit of time, but once she breaks out, it breaks out hard, and it has a good rate on run. Now, over the weekend, who knows what's going to happen? If you get another big brouhaha out there in the Middle East or between Russia and Ukraine, anything can happen with the crude here. So don't have an opinion, and we'll have to see if I'm going to go long or if I'm going to go. I don't think I'll be going short here on the crude oil. I think this is just for me, it's just been a trade here until we can get above the 64.19. Once we can close above that and above the 64.87 level, then I'll just go balls out long here because I know that's where you're going to hit that 100-day and we're going to hit that 200-day. Okay, so bottom line here, just watch that 64.19 level. On the downside, watch it 62.45. This whole 62 level, this is going to be very, very critical on a closing basis. Obviously, if we lose that, we'll come to the bottom there. You're looking at 61.06, then we'll come down here at 59.74. But right now, your box area here is still very, very much intact. Okay, so we have this sideways action. So it's kind of, you got seasonality with summer driving. Okay, so that's on one end, and then you got OPEC dumping more oil on the market. But then you got Canada, which is taking 350,000 barrels off the market. Okay, so it's kind of a torn situation. So basically right now, trader's market until it isn't. Okay, now 55, well, that's going to be going higher. You got plenty of room to run. Green over your red. This is looking very, very bullish chart. No question about it. Okay, natural gas. Well, kind of stuck here in the sideways action. We have the same bull flag setup going on right here. Okay, so downside we're watching is right here is 3.69. There's your 100-day. Then we're watching this 3.63 and then 3.51. This is all your 21-day and your 50 SMA here. Now, we have to close above this price channel, which is that 3.84 level. Okay, so we got pretty much the same scenario going on here as we do with natural gas. Now, you can crack that 394, and then what you're going to do, you're going to come up here, 393, and then 408, 415, 420, 425. That is going to be your targets. Okay, so let's just see if this bull flag gonna play out. If not, we're going to go sideways action, same way we have here. Plenty of room to run. You got 57. That's nowhere near overbought or oversold. Same way with here as your green over your red. This is also very, very bullish chart. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Holding the 8-day. Beautiful. Okay. So what I'm waiting for is right here is a close. I'm trading this. Don't get me wrong. Long and short. But a close above that 384. I'll go full balls out, UNG long, because I know we're going to start hitting these other targets and possible to retest that 425 level. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ. Okay, here we have the Nasdaq NQ. Now, it's a wild day, and I think a lot to do with it was between Trump and Elon Musk whole situation. But Tesla was just a beautiful scalp long and short yesterday. I mean, so we got to see where it's all going to shake out here today. But I'm going to show you Tesla here in a minute. Now, on the old NQ here, okay, what we have is here we had this topping tail, came down holding the 8-day. Yesterday we had another topping tail situation, okay, but now we're just kind of going sideways. But when you look at this here, see where we have this overbought condition, and then we have a higher situation here, okay. And then we have a right here, see, negative divergence going on here. So you got to be just a little bit careful when we get up here because we're kind of like a nosebleed section, but we're holding this 8-day and we're holding that 21-day. So always take that in consideration. Okay. So on the downside, this is what you're watching, 21.558, and then we're going to watch 21.281 here. Now, if that's lost here, you got a big target here at 25.38 level, which is your 200-day and your 100-day. Now, just remember, okay, we had the big brouhaha going there yesterday between the Musk and the T-Man, and the market all of a sudden just came right off. Now, it's rallying up here on the Nasdaq here so far here up here about a 101. But remember, this market is at the very top of this thing. And when you have a melt-up market, it's not going to take much to topple it, okay? All you need is just some kind of a controversy, some kind of anything that's going to get, and it can come down really, really hard. Like yesterday, it just turned on a dime. The market was rallying, and that turned right on the dime. So just be very careful. Use stops, okay? Just trade the market. Right now, this is a trader's market. When it was down in here, this is a buy and hold situation. Up here, this is a trader's market. Now, if we can get above this key level here, this 21,935 here, well, then by bottom line here, we're going to be looking right here. This is going to be next level, 22,319, and then 22,450. You take that out, we're just going to go keep on rolling up higher. But just watch these divergences. Sometimes this will give you a nice, good tail. Okay, let's take a look here now at Tesla. Okay, here we have Tesla. This is your daily chart. Now, there's not going to be no movement on this because this isn't going to take place till about 9:30, but I just want to show you, okay? So yesterday, we got as low here, all the way down here at 2.73. Now, when this was selling off here, I was watching the 100-day, okay? And then I was watching that 200-day here. That was really good short down there. And then we had that 50-day, and it's going down there. I'm thinking, man, this thing could just keep right on rolling. So then I'm looking all the way down here at the 271 level now, okay? So you can always see how nice these charts work. And see, this is why you want to use the price channels where it came down, and it came down all the way down here to 273, and this one here was 271 here. This was your big retest of this level right here, okay? So that was your support. Now, if we lose this 271, okay, right now you're sitting at 298, but that doesn't mean anything, okay? This can roll right off the cliff here just as easy, okay? So just always remember that. What you're really looking for here on the downside is you want to look at the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 244.43. There's your gap. And then we look at 242.79. See, so we have a gap and a fill if this 271 is lost here, okay? Then we come to the bottom of this candle here. You got 229.85. You got 222.79. And we can come all the way down here to this 214 level, okay? So always remember, this is not, okay, oversold here yet. Yeah, did it fall off the cliff? Yes, but we did not get to an oversold situation, okay? Same way with here. Your green is below your red, but this is not oversold here. Now, on the upside, what you're doing is you're watching this key 50-day at that 291.46. Okay, now you're sitting at 298. So let's just see where that shakes out together. Then you have 304.71. Then you have your 100-day at 311. And then we come up here, you have 332, and then we have your 8-day. Now you can see your 8-day, how it's curling over here. You cross over that 21-day. Now your price is below that. So even kind of a rally, you'll take it right on down. You'll hold it be like a concrete wall there, okay? So just remember, this is a meme. This is a trading stock now. And with the big brouhaha going on here, okay, it's probably even more of a trading stock because to me, I love the volatility. I mean, I scalped this thing, I don't know how many times yesterday, long, short, kind of a situation, you know what I'm saying? So it was a very, very good trade here. But just watch this key 271 level. That's going to be very, very critical, okay? If that's lost here, just remember, watch that gap, watch that fill, and then we can follow it all the way down here. And the big retest down there is 214.25 level. Now, if the T-Man here in this big, exciting bill or whatever this is here takes off the, $7,500 to buy an electric car, it's really not going to affect Tesla. Tesla is like the number one, electric EV here, okay, the subsidies, okay? So that's really not going to affect it. Who it will affect will be Ford, GM, Chrysler. That's the people who those are the companies that's going to affect. It's not going to really affect Tesla. I don't think people are buying Teslas because they're getting a $7,500 tax credit. I don't really see that as happening. I think they want a Tesla because they want a Tesla kind of a situation. So I wouldn't really worry about it on that scenario. But I think on Ford, GM, and Chrysler, I think it's hammer time for those companies. Okay, that's what I got. I'll be back here after midday trading. We'll take a look at some stocks. Now remember, this is Friday. What I usually do on Fridays, I cut my positions down. Okay, if I'm trading 5,000 shares, I usually do 2,500 or 3,000 shares. And I said, just remember, because you want to go into the weekend very, very positive and come out Monday positive, okay? You don't want to go there and come out and revenge trade on Monday. That's not a good look for anybody. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.